Hello, and welcome to Sleep Stories World. I'd like to invite you to step into a world of relaxation and tranquility with this bedtime story, designed to help you unwind and de-stress. By engaging in this story, you can embark on a journey that nurtures and soothes your mind, promoting overall well-being through sound, restful sleep. Before we begin, let's prepare your space for rest. Ensure you're somewhere comfortably cool, dark, and quiet. If you need to adjust anything, your curtains, your temperature, your pillows, please do so now. When you're ready, lie down and let yourself settle into your bed. Feel the weight of your body being supported. You may want to cover yourself with a light blanket as your body relaxes. Now, gently close your eyes. There's nothing you need to see anymore tonight. Your only task now is to be here, allowing yourself to receive the gift of rest. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Breathe in deeply, feeling your chest expand. Breathe out, feeling your body sink deeper into your bed. In and out. With each breath, you're signaling to your body that it's safe to rest. Now, imagine being surrounded by a warm, vibrant light. This light is gentle and comforting, carrying with it a deep sense of peace and safety. As you breathe in, let this warm light fill your chest. As you breathe out, imagine it spreading gently through your upper body. Breathe in, and let the light expand through your shoulders, your arms, your back. Breathe out, and feel it filling your stomach, your neck, your head, every space within you glowing softly. If a thought comes by, acknowledge it like watching a leaf float by on a gentle stream, and then let it drift away. There will be time for those thoughts later. Now is for rest. On your next breath in, let the warm light travel downward. Feel it reach your hips, your thighs, your knees. Breathe out, and sense it flowing down to your ankles, to your toes. Every part of you now is surrounded by this gentle, warm glow. You are completely enveloped in comfort and peace. Focus on your breath and the warm light surrounding you. If your mind wanders, simply guide it back, gently, to your breath, to the light. You are safe. You are comfortable. You are exactly where you need to be. As we move into tonight's story, allow yourself to let go even more. Let the words wash over you like a gentle tide. You don't need to follow every detail. Simply receive the story as a gift, a soft companion as you journey toward sleep. And now, let us begin. And now, we meet the true ruler of this frozen realm, the polar bear. Imagine, if you will, a massive bear padding silently across the ice. Its fur is thick and white, blending perfectly with the snow around it. From a distance, it might appear as nothing more than a shadow, a movement barely perceived against the endless white. Up close, you would see that this bear is enormous, truly enormous. Adult male polar bears can stand more than 11 feet tall when they rise on their hind legs, and they can weigh over 1,700 pounds. They are the largest land predators on Earth, walking monuments to survival in the harshest conditions imaginable. But here's something remarkable about these bears. Despite their size, despite the word polar in their name, they are not truly land animals at all. Scientists classify polar bears as marine mammals, creatures of the sea. Their scientific name, Ursus maritimus, literally means sea bear. This classification reflects a deep truth about polar bears. They do not simply live near the ocean, they are part of it. They spend much of their lives on the sea ice, hunting, traveling, even sleeping on this frozen platform that floats atop the Arctic Ocean. They are exceptional swimmers, moving through the icy water with grace and power. They can swim for hours, even days, covering distances of over 40 miles in open water when necessary. The water here is cold beyond imagining, hovering just above the freezing point of saltwater. Yet the polar bear is perfectly adapted to it. When a polar bear swims, it uses its massive front paws like paddles, propelling itself through the water. Its hind legs trail behind, acting as rudders to help it steer. It can even dive beneath the surface, staying underwater for up to 2 minutes as it hunts or explores. While submerged, its ears flatten against its head, and its nostrils close tight, but its eyes remain open, scanning the underwater world. The bear's thick fur provides remarkable insulation. Each individual hair is actually hollow, a tiny air-filled tube that traps heat close to the skin. The hairs are also transparent, not white. They appear white because they scatter and reflect light in all directions. Beneath this extraordinary coat lies black skin, which absorbs what little sunlight filters through the fur. And beneath the skin lies a layer of fat, of blubber, that can measure up to 11 centimeters thick. This fat layer is essential, providing both warmth and energy reserves. In winter, when the ice extends its reach far across the Arctic Ocean, polar bears are in their element. This is their prime hunting season, the time when they are most active and most successful. Unlike their brown bear cousins, polar bears do not hibernate during winter. Male bears and non-pregnant females remain active hunters throughout the long, dark months, traveling across the ice in search of food. The polar bear's favorite prey is the ringed seal, a small marine mammal that lives beneath the ice. Seals are rich in blubber, in fat, exactly what a polar bear needs to survive. A single seal can provide enough energy to sustain a bear for several days. But catching a seal is no easy task. Polar bears must be patient, incredibly patient. Seals create breathing holes in the ice, using their sharp claws to carve openings that allow them to surface for air. A seal might use as many as 12 different breathing holes in a given area as it hunts for fish and crustaceans beneath the ice. The polar bear's hunting technique is elegantly simple but requires extraordinary stillness. It finds a breathing hole and waits, and waits, and waits. Polar bears have been observed remaining motionless beside a seal's breathing hole for up to 14 hours. 14 hours of absolute stillness in temperatures far below freezing. The bear doesn't move, doesn't shift, barely breathes. It simply waits, every sense focused on that small hole in the ice. When the seal finally surfaces, pushing its nose through the hole for a breath of air, the waiting bear springs into action. In an instant, it lunges forward, using its powerful jaws to grab the seal's head. The hunt is over in seconds. After hours of patient waiting, the moment of action is almost too quick to see. But not all hunts are successful. In fact, fewer than 15% of a polar bear's hunting attempts result in a meal. This means that for every successful hunt, a bear might wait at 8 or 9 breathing holes without catching anything. Patience is not just a virtue for polar bears, it's a necessity for survival. Sometimes, polar bears use a different technique. They stalk seals that are resting on the ice surface. This requires a different kind of patience, a different kind of skill. Seals that haul out onto the ice are extremely vigilant. They stay close to the water, ready to dive in at the first sign of danger. While resting, a seal will wake from its nap every 20 to 30 seconds, raising its head to look around, scanning for predators. Then it lowers its head and sleeps for a few more moments before checking again. The polar bear must time its approach perfectly. Each time the seal drops its head to rest, the bear inches forward, slowly, carefully, silently. The instant the seal raises its head, the bear freezes, becoming as still as the ice itself. Forward, freeze, forward, freeze. This stalking hunt can take an hour or more, the bear covering hundreds of meters one careful step at a time. When food is plentiful, a polar bear will often eat only the seal's blubber, the fat-rich layer that provides the most energy. The rest of the carcass might be left behind, where Arctic foxes, ravens, and gulls will scavenge the remains. During winter, Arctic foxes often follow polar bears across the ice, sometimes traveling hundreds of miles in the bear's wake. These smaller predators are completely dependent on the leftovers from polar bear kills for their winter survival. They must learn to keep a respectful distance, though occasionally, a bear will kill a fox that ventures too close to its meal. After feeding, polar bears are meticulous about cleaning themselves. They head for open water or clean snow and spend up to 15 minutes washing off, licking their paws, their chests, their muzzles. This cleanliness is not just about hygiene, it's about survival. Matted, dirty, wet fur loses its insulating properties. To stay warm in the Arctic, a polar bear must keep its fur clean and dry. When polar bears are not hunting, they are often resting. From July through December, when ice conditions make seal hunting difficult or impossible, a polar bear might spend up to 87% of its time resting, conserving energy for when food becomes available again. In winter, they sleep in shallow pits they dig in the snow, positioning themselves with their sides or backs to the wind. They can sleep right through blizzards, with snow piling up on top of them like an insulating blanket, creating a protective cocoon. Sometimes they remain curled up under the snow for several days, waiting patiently for a storm to pass. When the weather clears, they simply shake off the accumulated snow and resume their travels across the ice. As long as a polar bear is not exposed to strong winds, its body can maintain normal temperature and metabolic function even in temperatures of -37 degrees Celsius, -35 degrees Fahrenheit. Their bodies are engineering marvels, designed through countless generations to thrive in conditions that would kill most other creatures within hours. But despite all these remarkable adaptations, life is not easy for polar bears. Their entire existence revolves around hunting, eating, and conserving energy. The Arctic winter, with its extended ice cover, provides the best opportunities for successful hunts. It is during these cold, dark months that polar bears do most of their feeding, building up the fat reserves that will sustain them through leaner times. As we watch this polar bear moving across the ice in the darkness, there is something deeply peaceful about its presence. It moves with purpose but without hurry, a creature perfectly at home in this frozen world. It is patient, resilient, adapted to its environment in ways that seem almost miraculous. Let yourself imagine the quiet strength of this animal, the way it waits without restlessness, the way it accepts the cold and the darkness as simply the conditions of its life. There is something we can learn from the polar bear, about patience, about adaptation, about finding peace in challenging circumstances. Let the image of the polar bear settle in your mind, this magnificent creature moving silently across the frozen sea. And let that image carry you gently forward, deeper into rest, deeper into peace.